So my name is Claire Kennedy. I work on the client team for a fiduciary manager. I've been in the pensions industry since 1995. I have been working flexibly since I went on maternity leave, which is a long time ago, back in 2005. When I went down to a 3-day week, and I think the firm at the time were expecting me to go back to full time after maybe 12 months, but it was always the plan to stay on a 3-day week. And I work usually Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And the reason why I do that is so that I don't have a kind of long time out of the office, if you like. So if I had Fridays and Mondays off, for example, it feels like the work kind of backs up, and it's actually quite nice. You still get that Monday feeling even now, 18 years later, of waking up and feeling like, oh, I don't have to go into work today, and I still get the Friday feelings of it's everyone's last day in the office and I don't have a big panic of work having built up when I come back in on a Tuesday. The reason why I wanted to work flexibly originally, obviously, was because I'd had a child and I wanted to make sure that I was able to spend some of that time taking them to school, having, time in the week to be able to just go to, play groups, etc. But really, it was always about a work-life balance, it was always the plan to go to 3 days a week so that I can just spend more time not at work over a full week than being at work. And I think of it as, we're in a well-paid industry, and what better way of spending your money than buying, if you like, a day or two off to be able to pursue other things. So I think it's really interesting actually when you talk to other colleagues, and I think a lot of times the things that people say that they wish they had is more time just to be able to kind of think about projects and work and strategy. And I find, on my days off is when I do my best thinking. Certainly try not to think too much about work, but things pop into your head when you're out on a run or doing other things, and it gives you that space just to be able to think about things outside of just having to get through work when you're actually in the office. So I think a massive benefit for me and for the firm that I work for is that I have that thinking space. I also have a day in hand as well if things are really busy and I'm worried about kind of meeting deadlines. I can, although I, obviously would always rather not, but I can use some of that time when I'm not in the office to help to kind of catch up. So I think, again, that's, I guess, a big benefit for the firm. I mean, there are negatives, particularly around, you still need to know the same amount of stuff. So you proportionally have to spend more time doing your kind of professional development and things like, team meetings and town halls take up proportionally more time. So I do often find that my 9 to 5 days is pretty jam-packed with calls and meetings, and so doing actual work, it falls outside of that. And I think sometimes it's a challenge for other team members if I'm not about, although I think for other more senior colleagues are difficult to get hold of when they're full-time and are out and about. So I don't think that's a massive issue. So I think the key challenge for me is not to drift into doing more work and to be very clear about the days that I'm not in the office. And I really try not to answer emails, etc., because I think it then gets confusing for the team. Am I working? Am I not working? And so they know that I'm not available on a Monday and a Thursday, and that gives them a chance to get on with work and know that I'm going to be back in on the Friday, can pick things up. And I do find that having a sort of staggered days off works really well for me in terms of being able to manage that workload.